Ninja.
No, I appreciate you warming up the crowd tonight, Riley. We do have a few people that have signed up for new micers coming up tonight, and since they crashed last week before we could get them on stage, I'm going to go ahead and bring them up first this week. Slick Rick.
Let's go. All right, everybody. How you guys doing tonight? Awesome. In case all of you don't know, I'm kind of an old man. So we're going to spin the clock back just a little bit. We're going to go back to, let's say when I was about 16 or so. I was kind of an asshole. So, you know, yeah, imagine that, right? Dude, I stole a fucking for sale sign from in front of a random house and just stuck it in front of a courthouse. Yeah, it was at that point I realized I was never going to be a lawyer because I'm sitting in the back of a cop car and I'm talking to the cop and I'm using the potato defense. You say felony, I say no. Let's just call it off, you know. But you know, it wasn't that bad. But shit, you know, I got community service, and you know what I did for my community. I left the community. Yeah. You guys ever seen the drug problem we have here in America nowadays? Jesus Christ, man. Every time I see one of these guys out here on the side of the road, all I can think of is that flailing, inflatable arm man that sits on the side of the road. You know, he does this shit in front of the business. Crazy. Like, yep, there's another advertisement. Wait, there's another advertisement. Wait, there's another advertisement. Jesus Christ, y'all got a drug problem around here.
All the crackheads.
Yeah, but well, you know, let's turn back the clock just a little bit further back when I was a baby. You know, my mother loved me. She loved me dearly. Every night she'd give me a bear hug before I went to bed. We called it a bear hug. Social Security or Social Services called it the chokehold. I was kind of an asshole. I'd be all like tapping out. Look, wait, are we still wrestling? Yeah. Just fast forward a little bit to where my first wife, you know, that woman gave the best head. I'm not going to lie. Good Lord. I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance.
Man's out here referring to
Man, when she got done, literally my hands were shaking. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's the best head I ever had. And she's like, yeah, I was struggling with it, you know, before, but then I talked to the florist down there, Terry, and he said, you know, he taught me, you know, he said, just do what I do. I was like, wait a minute. You sucked my dick like Terry the florist? Now every time I go down there, I'm like, damn, you need to open up a school, man. Call it Terry's head. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. The thing about men, though, men, you know, they got a dick that ain't got no conscience. You know? You got this fucking dick, you got a head with no brain. And you got an eye you can't see out of. His best friends are two nuts. His neighbor's an asshole around the corner. I mean, you can't win with that. I mean, what are you gonna do? Fuck. And you know, women got the advantage. They got all the pussy and half the money. It's just a matter of time before they have all the money.
Grandpa Rick, I'm not.
And they want to be equal. The hell they want to be equal for? They already superior. I'm not ashamed though to say, if I could have sucked my own dick, I could have saved myself $60,000 last year. As a parting joke, I don't know if you guys remember way back in the 80s, President Ronald Reagan, he told a joke, and it was at the National Convention. I'm going to tell you guys that joke because I'm pretty sure most of you guys here are young enough you ain't never heard it. So here we go. There's a story of a little boy. He's standing outside the Democratic fundraiser is what it was. And he was selling these kittens, right? And he says, yeah, come and get your Democratic kittens right here. Got them all night long. You know, and then, oh shit, lag. Whoa. Holy shit, I'm lagging really bad. All right.
It's all right.
So they're selling these Democratic kittens. He says, yeah, come and get your Democratic kittens. They're all about the fundraiser and stuff. And then, you know, about 2 weeks later, he's at the Republican fundraiser. And just so happened, one of the reporters had noticed him there. And he was in the same place, just selling, you know, Republican kittens. The guy comes over and says, hey, you're selling Republican kittens. 2 weeks ago, they were Democratic kittens. How come they're Republican kittens now? And the kid says, oh, because they got their eyes open now.